Yeah, the shadows from the light fixtures in the background.
Yes, well, it's Joe and Paul here again, and as Paul is pointing out, we're trying to keep improve the lighting for the general effect of the YouTube video. So we're slowly learning here. Now today, I wish to address the idea of Christmas summary year-end letters. I've only gotten one so far from my sister, and it had 3 really very wonderful photographs in it. She had been to Machu Picchu over the last year.
She went over.
Well, no, carry on.
She went overseas.
Well, yeah, she went to Peru and to Machu Picchu and a bunch of, well, into that, that city at the head of the Amazon that's in Peru. And then, I don't know, Taka or Titicaca.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it looked like a wonderful photograph.
Great place
trip.
to go for a vacation.
Well, I mean, the Shining Path,
Organism.
well, the Shining Path is still, operative down there, but not as much as it used to be. And in any case, hope she didn't get malaria or one of those worms that burrow into your body in one part and then come out the side of your head in another part.
Give her a month.
Well, no, it takes a while. Well, they go slowly, but it's this one man I knew in North Carolina. He was one of these let's go hug the earth types, and there's nothing wrong with that because I'm a hug the earth type as well, but I do it in a slightly different way.
He stay up on your feet.
Well, he would have done better if he. Well, actually, it went in through his feet, and one night when he got home, about 4 or 5 months later, he hears this sound like something chewing. And he thought maybe the dog was under the bed or his wife was scratching her toenails on the sheets or something. And he feels this thing behind his ear, and he rubs and he rubs and he rubs and he rubs, and it kept happening at night during the next several days. And he thought, well, maybe I've got hearing. And then he felt this bump. Now this guy's a doc. He's a pulmonary physician, and so
I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, no names, no pack drill, as the British say. But in any case, this thing, this head emerges. This worm's head emerges from behind his ear. Now, he consulted the textbooks and this and that and the other, and docs always try to take care of themselves, which there's nothing wrong with that. I don't care what the state medical boards say. But when he realized he was out of his depth, he went and he saw somebody, and the guy, well, as as specialists do, they know immediately when they lay their eyes on something, if it's in their field, what it is. He says, oh, that's whatever that name of that worm is. The Loa worm, I think it was called. And what do? Well, he says, you got to just pull it out a little bit and chop it off. And then some more will come out, and you pull it out a bit and you chop it off. You pull it out a bit and you chop it off. And so that went on for 5 weeks. And, I guess you can there's some chemicals you can take that make it, well, no, you don't want to have this thing die inside of you, because then your body has to resorb it, and you get this tremendous amount of allergic, immunologic reaction. You don't want to stimulate that. You want to get it out of you without setting off all this cascade of immunologic stuff. So he finally got it out of him, and that was that. And I don't know whether he's been back to Peru or not. He's one of these guys that, he does these 50-mile runs and 200-mile bike rides, and excuse me, and that's fine, but I agree with Neil Armstrong on this. When he was in the, astronaut program, all the guys are running around the track and they're doing this and they're exercising. And they said, Neil, why don't you run around the track and run? And he says, God only gives you a finite number of heartbeats. And I don't intend to waste any of them running around in a circle. Which I thought,
good for him.
yes, I thought that was very wonderful. Now I could, as it turned out, Neil Armstrong ended up living about 2 miles from my mother, and I could, well, I'm not going to say, I'm not going to say anything because, well, he's dead now, so it wouldn't be libelous. But I could tell you the truth about some of the stuff he pulled on a neighbor of mine that would curl your toes, but I'm not going to do that. Now, having said that, we started out with Christmas cards. Now, okay, so to hasten along here in an expeditious way, my sister sent me this Christmas letter, and God bless her, she's 8 years older than me. It's going to be her birthday here on the 19th. She's going to be 60. Well, I'm 60, and so she'll be 69, and then 2.5 weeks later I'll be 61. And she's an osteopathic physician, and she's going to retire in a year or so, a year and a half, probably a year and a few months. So she was able to use her vacation and go. And anyway, so she sent me these things, and the grandchildren and the Machu Picchu trip and her husband and the dogs at their beach house there up in Michigan. And that's wonderful. Okay, but that's the first of what may well be several of the summary holiday, well, I'm sorry, no, not holiday, Christmas letters. And that's okay. It's an interesting form to get these little stories about folks that you, well, rarely see. I like them for the literary style. Now, some of them are very straightforward and very clearly written, and then others do all this thing with exclamation points, 50 exclamation points, and big block caps exploding out into the air, sort of like my hands are doing right now, and that's just annoying. If you want to recount your year's activities, recount your year's activities. Nothing wrong with that. In fact, I'd like to find out about it. But, it's like, woo, woo, boom, 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 boom. It's sort of like Sesame Street when they went, did the numbers. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. No, don't do that. Settle down. Now, I've noticed as I watch these various videos from particularly the younger guys, I myself am falling into doing the same thing. I talk too fast. Somebody at church at Bible study, they said, "You talk too fast," and I was just.
You're kidding.
Yes. Well, no, and I wasn't offended. I was glad to have that pointed out to me because it is so easy to fall into that Californiization of how you talk. You sound like a teenage girl. Said he, waving his hands like a teenage girl. So we're going to sign off now. Paul's been off today. He's going to be off on Monday. This is Saturday the 15th. So we'll sign off. Now, y'all carry on, and we'll probably see you, probably not, I might see you tomorrow, actually, we'll see. But anyway, with a day or two or three. Alrighty now, bye-bye.